you doing today? How are you doing, family? Let me know where you're from if you're new to the channel. Let me know how you're doing down below in the comments. But for now, we're going to react to Bells of Balangiga. I know nothing about this story. Nothing. So this is going to be a learning experience. I'm really excited about this. More Philippine history. I don't know if you know anything about it or not, but my interest is through the roof on this. This was recommended to me by a family member, one of the subscribers of ours. So let's check this out. This is a total learning experience. Let's react. We'll talk about it afterwards in the comment section and in the video. 100-year journey home.
Today I want to tell you a story. A story about war, freedom, and reconciliation.
Yeah.
1898.
Long time ago.
Balangiga, a small town in the island of Samar in the Philippines. A garrison of the 9th Infantry of the United States controls the town and has instigated an aggressive policy of food deprivation and property destruction.
No.
Echoes of the torture of the Filipinos by American soldiers, including the infamous water torture, are widespread.
That is breaking my heart to hear that. You know the history of it, but until you hear somebody else say it and you really think about it and you see the pictures, it's just like rips at your heart. It really rips at my heart. It does. It makes me feel sick inside just to hear those words.
The villagers decide to counterattack. Dressed as women attending a funeral, 500 Filipino men ambush the American soldiers. 48 American soldiers and 28 Filipino villagers lose their lives.
Senseless
A
life.
few days later, the
Americans
U.S.
shouldn't be
Marines,
there.
led by Brigadier General Jacob H. Smith, arrived in Balangiga. What he ordered was simple and yet tragic. Killed every male over 10 years old.
That is barbaric. That's just cruel. That is terrible. That's horrible, and it makes me ashamed of that history right there. That's just bad. That's just bad.
Massacre that followed, thousands of Filipinos were killed. The town of Balangiga was shelled by artillery, and its church was burned to the ground. The 3 bells of Balangiga that were used to signal to start the attack are seized as war booty. The bells of Balangiga, the most important religious relic of all Filipinos, are still in U.S. custody.
Oh.
I learned a long time ago that some of the best American...
I'm not enjoying this reaction. I'm not enjoying this story. I know it's a story and it's a history that everybody should know around the world, especially Filipino people and American people, because people in America need... And I know apology doesn't fix anything. It does not fix anything. It does not fix the ancestors' loss, the loss of life. But this is a dark, dark part of the history. And I've told you many times that there's some United States history I'm proud of. And there's a lot of history of the United States that I'm not of. And I'm extremely not proud of this part.
We have are Filipino Americans. And my father actually fought in the Philippines during the Second World War. And so when I went over to the Philippines early on in my career, I was horrified to find out that a national treasure of the Philippines was being kept in the United States.
Yes.
And the bells of Balangiga are something that touch the soul of the people of the Philippines.
Right.
And we should not take that lightly. And
no.
The fact that they haven't gotten them back all these years doesn't speak well of us.
Those bells mean a part of the heart of the Filipino people. It represents the heart of the Filipino, because deep in the heart of the Filipino is a desire to be free, and it represents the price that the Filipino would pay for freedom.
When I went to Balangiga, one of the things that impressed me the most was the villagers themselves. These are simple villagers, fishermen, farmers. Right. It's a small, out-of-the-way place, yet they have a sense of their history and how it plays into the wider history of the world. For them, the bells are priceless. They represent their religion, represent their culture, and more importantly, represent their historic struggle.
Right, and it just made me think, you know, how do people forgive this? Because it's almost like unforgivable, you know, but yet Filipino people, you know, they welcome foreigners in with open arms, open hearts, open minds. It's just really sad to. It's really sad to think about, and it's making me tear up again.
Freedom and independence.
All my life, I have been getting things back for people. I'm a retriever. As an international investigator, I've gotten back diamonds, family fortunes, paintings, families' children that have been kidnapped, people taken into human trafficking. I retrieve things, get them back.
Says Logan Clark has spent 30 years in government and private investigations and is considered one of the top investigators in the world today.
I first went to the Philippines when I was 19 years old doing USO, and I loved it so much.
Yes.
I loved the people so much that I stayed for 10 years in the Philippines. I had a jazz club there as a young man. I was even a movie actor in the Philippines. I did American films and local films, and loved the country, traveled all over, got to know the people, and I have very, very close ties to the country.
He spent the last 5 years researching the history
of the bells. As I did more and more research into this, digging into it, I found that years ago, a congressman sponsored a bill, along with a senator, to return the bells. And the congressman was named Dana Rohrabacher.
Thank you.
Who happens to be the congressman for Orange County, where I live in California.
Wow.
And he also happens to be a friend of mine. I have lunch with him, and I know him well.
Wow.
So I immediately called Dana, went to Dana, and I said, what happened? You know about these bills, the bill, you did the bill.
They should be returned.
Why didn't it work? And he very simply said, lack of awareness, Logan. He said, no one knew about it, nobody cared about it. So I said, okay, would you be willing to do it again, Dana?
Yes.
Would you be willing to work with us again? And
yes.
He said, absolutely, I think they should be given back. I then knew exactly what I had to do. If this is going to be my case, if this is going to be my next mission,
yes,
then I need to put a team together.
To date, both American and Filipino writers, journalists, directors, actors, activists, politicians have joined the committee to return the bells.
The people of the Philippines are some of our very best friends on the entire planet.
Yes.
And this would be equivalent of having some other country having the Liberty Bell,
right,
keeping it there. That would mean so much to Americans. Well, if these are our friends and we want to reinforce them, we should give them their bells, and we should do so with great ceremony and an appreciation that they let us keep them as long as we had them.
This is insane to me that we've had these bells, and I honestly did not know anything about it, and I feel very ashamed that I did not feel anything about it. This is like mind-blowing to me, because this man's right. Like, you know, U.S. government says, yes, Philippines are allies, Philippines is our friends. Well, why the hell would we keep the bells? Makes no sense. That's just asinine.
When a religious relic is stolen and taken away, I think and peace is made, and allies are made, and years pass.
Right.
And that religious relic is languishing in obscurity in a foreign country like ours is to the Philippines. And it's the bells of Balangiga are in Wyoming. And why are they in Wyoming?
Right.
I don't think anyone can argue with the fact that they need to be returned.
That's effed up.
They need to be given back. Right?
A long time ago. A long time ago. 100-year journey home.
We can start this campaign in a matter of a week or so. Once we have raised the money, the goal is to keep this awareness in the public eye.
Yes.
Persistence. We have got to keep this going. We want to inform everyone. We want newspapers to do stories, radio to buy ads in newspapers in the Philippines, in Wyoming. We want to travel back to the Philippines. We want to get the mayor of Balangiga. We want to bring him to Wyoming, meet the governor of Wyoming. There are people in Wyoming, there's a small group that is standing firm to keep the bells and hold on the bells. But I truly believe they don't know the full story.
Why would they
about the bells.
want to keep them? Give them back.
The entire story. I truly believe that they will be in agreement with us.
Documentary Bombies pushed Congress to write legislation to restrict the use of cluster bombs and was the most widely used media in a campaign to create an international treaty to ban the use of cluster bombs that was signed more than 100 countries. What's that have to do with this? Oh, with the money raised from this campaign. Okay.
Is knowledge.
Yes.
Knowledge leads to power. We need part of this money to make a beautiful documentary about everything that happened in Balangiga.
Ito po ay isang pananawagan sa lahat ng mga Pilipino na nandito sa Amerika, sa Pilipinas, at sa buong mundo. Suportahan po natin ang kampanyang ito na maibalik ang kampana ng Balangiga.
To be continued. No, it doesn't need to be continued. This is heartbreaking. When I went into this video, in reaction, I did not know what the bells of Balangiga was, and now I do, and it brought tears to my eyes to think of the horrible history that happened. A general orders every male over the age of 10 to be slaughtered, to be murdered, because that's what it was murder, and then take the bells and not return them for who knows how long. It makes me ashamed. It makes me feel horrible inside. It really does. I mean, these are my thoughts. Those are my comments, and it's pissed me off. I can't remember who recommended this video to me. One of the subscriber family members, and I thank you, because this was an eye-opening learning experience, and I need to do more research on the bells. And that's all I got. What's your reaction? What's your comments? What are you thinking? I'll see you next time. Peace.